Introduction, Awaken Your Magic. Welcome back to Become Magical. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today we begin a brand new chapter for the chosen ones who are ready to activate their gifts. This is the series called Become Magical, and it's all about awakening your inner magic. Legal and spiritual disclaimer. Before we begin, please note, the material presented in this series explores deep spiritual, energetic, and theological concepts intended for educational and experiential purposes only. Nothing in this content constitutes professional, medical, psychological, or legal advice. All information should be approached with personal discernment. If any subject matter feels triggering, overwhelming, or emotionally heavy, please seek the support of a licensed mental health or spiritual care professional. School of Soul, Adeline Atlas, and all affiliated parties accept no liability for any outcomes associated with the application or misinterpretation of this material. Let's get one thing straight from the beginning. Magic is not something outside of you. It's something you train. The people we label as psychic, gifted, or intuitive aren't special because they have something no one else does. They're special because they tuned into what we all have. Every single person on this planet has what I call the clairs, the inner senses, the subtle gifts, the soul-level faculties. You just weren't taught to use them. In fact, you were trained out of them. The clairs refer to the energetic senses beyond the 5 physical ones. Think of them like spiritual upgrades: clairvoyance, clear seeing, clairaudience, clear hearing, clairsentience, clear feeling, claircognizance, clear knowing, and more. These aren't fairy tale abilities. They're advanced levels of perception, and they are trainable. In this series, we're not just going to talk about them, we're going to teach you how to activate and strengthen them for real-world spiritual use. But first, you need to drop the myth that magic is inherited or random. It's not. It's a skill set. Just like playing the piano, lifting weights, or learning to speak a new language, spiritual sensitivity is something you build through consistent attention and practice. You don't need a bloodline. You need a decision. You don't need a guru. You need discipline. You don't need a download from the heavens. You need to get to work and train the senses you already have. That's what this series is for. There's a reason you feel called to this information. If you've always sensed energy before you entered a room, if you've ever known something without being told, if you've dreamed things that later came true, or picked up on people's emotions like they were your own, you're not crazy, you're tuned in. You've had access your whole life. You just didn't know how to hone it. And that's what we're doing now. One clair at a time, one sense at a time. This series will include training videos for specialized abilities too, like telekinesis, sky telepathy, hydromancy, psychometry, the ability to read objects, and candle flame gazing. These are real techniques used by mystics, sages, and advanced spiritual beings, not in fantasy novels, but in ancient mystery schools, tribal initiations, and esoteric practices that have been buried or mocked in modern culture. But just because the world doesn't recognize them doesn't mean they aren't real. In fact, that's exactly how they stay hidden. You'll notice that each of these gifts connects back to sight, not your physical sight, but the deeper one, the one we train in right sight. Because all of your clairs are forms of perception, and perception can be programmed, expanded, and sharpened. This series is the next step. We've deprogrammed the false lens, and now we're unlocking the real tools that were waiting underneath the whole time. Every child is born psychic. Every child sees energy, feels emotion, senses truth. But then school trains them out of it. Religion punishes them for it. Screens numb them to it. The culture calls it imagination. But you remember, somewhere in your soul, you know this was never make-believe. You just needed someone to say, yes, you're right, it's real. Let's train it. So here's how we'll do it. Each upcoming video will introduce a specific gift, what it is, how it works, and how to start practicing it. No vague mysticism, no gatekeeping, just real, grounded spiritual education. Because if you're going to walk this world as a chosen one, you need your tools online. You need your instincts clear. You need your magic sharp. This is how we reclaim it. Start with one, practice it daily, use it with intention. You'll be shocked how quickly your reality begins to respond. The more you use these senses, the more your entire nervous system calibrates to a different frequency. Your world will look different. Your body will feel different. And your purpose will finally have the fuel it's been missing. You're not here to just believe in magic. You're here to be it. And this is how you begin. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and School of Soul has just released one of our most requested deep dives, the Magic and Occult series. This series is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who know there's more going on beneath the surface, behind the media, behind the family, behind the system. This series breaks the spell and hands you the map. The Magic and Occult series includes over 200 videos on 1. Entertainment or ritual. Decoding mainstream media as mass spellwork. 2. Occult families. Spot them. How generational magic and ritual lineage hides in plain sight. 3. Occult symbolism. The signs, seals, and signals used to claim, curse, or command. 4. Esoteric symbolism. Layered meaning, sacred geometry, and encoded messages. 5. Law is magic. How contracts, courts, and language are rituals of power. 6. Spells and spirits. What magic really is, and what happens when you use it. 7. Covens and lodges. Where modern ritual happens, and who's involved. 8. Destiny swapping. How rituals steal timelines, talent, or soul contracts. 9. Energy harvesting. Spiritual parasitism, and how to seal your field. 10. The clairs. Your intuitive senses. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and more. 11. Become magical. How to strengthen your gifts, protect your mind, and wield conscious force. 12. Miracles are real, divine intervention, faith portals, and supernatural reversals. 13. The chosen ones. What sets them apart and why they're always targeted. 14. The black sheep, the generational breaker, often isolated by design. 15. Targeted individuals, spiritual and technological targeting of aware souls. 16. Gang stalking, organized spiritual and psychological warfare. This is the most revealing, most spiritually advanced, and most protective series SOS has ever released. If you've ever felt something was off about this world, this will confirm it and prepare you for what comes next. Your protection begins with knowledge. Join the SOS School of SoS Vault.